So many good memories of reading, especially with my own children. My daughter really loved this one book called The Big Red Lollipop. And in the story, Sana, the character, was really mischievous, and so she would run around the room, and together we would trace the character and laugh as her sister chased her.
My favorite memory of reading as a child was when my teacher got the Scholastic book order. She would bring the box to the back table, and she'd cut open the box and we'd smell the new books, and then I always got to bring home the largest stack.
One of my favorite picture books of all time is The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. I didn't have a lot of snowy days growing up, but I was able to experience this through a child's mind through this book.
My favorite childhood memory is reading the monster at the end of the book with my dad. We would climb up in his lap and we'd wait to see with anticipation what was happening at the end of the book.
I vividly remember my elementary school library. It was the most exciting day when I got to go in and pick any 2 books I wanted.
So, what is an interactive read aloud? Well, to put it simply, this is a time that you and your child can read and talk about books together. A child-centered, purposefully planned interaction that offers opportunities for children to be exposed to more complex vocabulary, knowledge, and language structures. Reading together provides opportunities for bonding, conversation, and collaborative critical thinking. It is a magical time, a sacred 30 minutes that leads children to discover the joy and the power of reading.
Although kids are not too picky when it comes to snuggling with a trusted adult and reading together, choosing a great book is important. Using your local library or resources like Epic or Libby, selecting a book is key to a read aloud. Think about the child's interest and deeper meaning of a text. Consider choosing books with characters from a variety of backgrounds, allowing the book to serve as a window into the lives of others or a mirror to see themselves in. Select a book about 2 grade levels above what they can read on their own. This will expose your child to more complex vocabulary, knowledge, and language structures.
Before reading, show the child the cover of the book. Talk about the title and what is happening in the illustrations. During reading, plan to stop and talk about 3 times during the read aloud. Linger on the pictures and invite students to discuss the text. Ask open-ended questions to get children thinking and talking. These questions might be as simple as, can anyone find the white, fluffy mammal in this picture? Yay, you found the bunny! What else can you find? Or they might be more complex questions, such as, what do you think the author is trying to tell us on this page? Why do you think the character did that? How do you know? If you have a hard time remembering to stop and talk, write down some questions on sticky notes and stick them within the pages of the book to remind yourself to stop and interact with the child about the story.
One of the biggest benefits of reading aloud for young children is exposing them to new concepts and the new words that go with those concepts. Our brains best process new words by making connections, building these neural pathways with other words. So as you come across a word in a text that you think will be unfamiliar to your child, take a moment to stop and make new connections with that word. Imagine, for example, you're reading about pelicans and you come across a phrase. The pelican swoops down into the water and scoops up a fish. You might look at the picture in the book, or if there's not a picture, do a quick Google search on your phone to find a picture or video and explain that swooping is when something is flying and then makes a sudden downward motion. You might take your hand and move it to illustrate the word swoop and encourage your child to do the same. Then, as you read the sentence again, you act it out. The pelican swoops down into the water and scoops up a fish. Sometimes, as you are reading, your child might even ask you what a word means. What an amazing teachable moment. After you tell them a definition for the word, you might ask them for an example, or a word that means the same thing, a synonym, or a word that means the opposite, an antonym. You could ask them to use that word in a sentence or ask them what that word reminds them of. If you speak more than one language at home, it might help to talk about the similarities and differences of vocabulary words across languages. Giving kids multiple, meaningful exposures to words will help them to add those words to their vocabulary.
Talking, writing, or drawing about a book after you're finished reading can help students increase their comprehension of the book. After you're finished reading, talk about what happened. Orally retell the events from the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. Together, you could all discuss, draw, or point to your favorite or most important parts of the story. Discuss the characters in the book. Did any characters change across the story? If so, how did they change and why?
Reading aloud to our children is one of the greatest gifts we can give them. Reading aloud promotes bonding, increases vocabulary, provides a safe way to explore emotions, fosters imagination, builds empathy, helps sustain attention span, and creates a lifelong love of stories. Create a routine, finding even 10 minutes any time of the day, no matter how old your children are. Pick up a good book and get reading.